This one is titled Family Matter versus Family Matters. Hello, I'm 23 with a lot to learn, but can be very stubborn at times. I'm unsure if you guys give advice about family things, as I've only really invested into the relationship with significant others aspect. I'm reaching out because I know you will give it to me straight. I have a sister that we used to talk to daily. We were both going through things, and we were both trying to evolve together on our parenting and our past issues with our father, abandonment issues. Just working through things. One day, over a month ago, she asked for some space from everything and told me not to take it personally. Said we could still chat, but not as much. I'm not going to lie, I was hurt. I felt like I did something wrong, but my response to her was okay and to give her a lot of space, because I did not want to interfere with my own feelings. Okay, so she took it personal. Continuing on, she was facing a lot of things besides anything to do with what we were doing. Knowing that I did take it personally and that was a me problem, I took a step back. Our father had sent gifts for us and our kids, and he used to do this to us as kids. So this isn't anything more than what he used to do. I came into my stepson's life when he was 2. He is now 6 and has met them twice. First time they came up for my sister's wedding, and then I made a trip down from where we lived to where they lived to see them. And to me, that's not trying. Gifts do not buy over the lost time. Yeah, he's thinking about me, but quality time is very important for kids. And to me. I just don't want him to try and buy my kids attention the way he did my siblings and I.
Can we define what buying attention is? Because sending a gift doesn't buy attention.
I agree with that. I think that's tacking on more hurt feelings to try and further the victimhood in the situation.
Can you elaborate?
Because she said that he has always sent Christmas presents. That's always been a thing since her childhood. And now it's evolved into sending gifts for her children as well. I view that as, hey, I'm thinking about you guys. Merry Christmas. Something to make the kids happy.
Right.
Now, if the only time you ever hear from him is, I bought you a gift. Forget about all the bad things that happened in your childhood. I view that as trying to buy affection or show remorse in a very toxic way.
Okay. I think that I think I agree with the first part of that 100%. Second part of that is he trying to see the kids at Christmas time?
No, he's only seen them twice from my understanding.
So he's just sending gifts.
Yeah.
There's no phone calls. It's just Christmas gifts.
Yeah.
So he's not trying to buy anything.
I agree with that.
He's just sending Christmas gifts.
Yeah. Which he's been doing for what sounds like her whole life.
Right. There are people out there who love their relatives that don't have a relationship with them. It's very easy to be related and think about somebody and be like, hey, I hope you're doing well. I wish you the best in life. Just because I don't know you doesn't mean that I don't wish you well. So sending Christmas gifts for grandkids or on holidays, sending a birthday card, I don't see what the issue is.
I agree. Because if that were me, there are certain family members, super integral family members, that I only hear from on holidays or birthdays. And it's never well, fuck you only message me on this day. That's our relationship. That's what it is. And I'm okay with that. I'm not trying to change it or facilitate something further than what we have. They're not trying to do that either. I am okay with this. This sounds like she's not okay with this. She wants more.
Right.
And because more isn't happening, then these are fuck you gifts.
It's perception.
Yeah.
That's your perspective. You know, you can love somebody and not like them.
Yeah, I do it all day.
Every
day.
I have people in my life that I can't fucking stand.
Yeah.
And like this, I can love you from a distance. I don't have to like you. We don't have to have a relationship. Like, I just don't understand why people feel like there needs to be that. If you want that relationship, what are you doing to foster it?
Yeah.
Do you even really like the person? Like, you know what I mean? Because she said that she doesn't really know him.
Mm-hmm. Continuing on.
Yeah.
The last time my sister and I talked about our father before the distancing of each other was when my stepmom had gotten a hold of us for pictures of us growing up to hang around the house as a gift for Father's Day. I said no. She didn't ask why, so I gave no explanation. I went to vent to my sister about my feelings on the matter. My feelings being, I feel like I'm allowing them to showcase my childhood as if they were a part of it.
Or he's gotten older in life and realizes that he missed an opportunity for his children and is trying to have some sort of connection.
Well, he wasn't even trying to do this. The wife was trying to do it for Father's Day.
Right. Well, the wife could be doing it. Okay, so
Memories.
Hypothetical.
All of these other kinds of things.
Your wife should know, as a man, your wife should know you better than anyone on the planet. Mm-hmm. All of the regrets, all of the remorse, all of the vulnerabilities, as people like to say, she's the one who's supposed to know all about all that. Yeah. Maybe there are conversations that have been had of, one of my biggest regrets in life is that I don't have a relationship with my children. I would also like to point out that there's a very real possibility that there was hostility between dad and mom, and dad was not allowed to reach out other than to send gifts. Yeah. And maybe that's been something that has been a regret. Maybe I should have fought harder.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have put my pride aside and just dealt with the psychosis that is your mother.
Yeah.
And that way I could have had a relationship with you. There's a whole lot of things that go on like that in day-to-day life. I know a lot of men who don't see their kids because of the way the mom treats the dad. And eventually, if you try and get shit on over and over and over again, you stop fucking trying. Yeah. Yep.
I also want to touch on stepmother did not ask her why she was saying no. So instead of just voicing it, she went to go talk shit to her sister. I don't understand why people can't just let things go. That's not something I deem worthy of a conversation. She asked me a question. I told her no. That's the end of it.
Right. Well, it wasn't the end of it for her.
Right. Well, for me, that would have been, no, you're not getting pictures of me in my childhood. If you wanted pictures of me in my childhood, he should have been present to take the photos, or however I feel about the situation in her shoes. But that's the end of the conversation. Hang up that phone. I can't believe she fucking asked me that question. I'm gonna go get McDonald's now. I'm gonna eat my feelings a little bit. Not healthy to do that, but that's how I cope with my emotions.
I don't talk to my biological nearly enough. I don't have a relationship with him. So the idea of reaching out to him and having conversations feels forced. And it's always, just a life update. Business is good. Money's good. Kids are good. Health is good. Okay, great. Talk to you later. Right. It's never more than 10 minutes. And it's normally on a holiday. But my stepmom will reach out to me all the time. Hey, we're thinking about you, honey. We love you. She call your dad. She tries.
Yeah.
And whether or not it's because of my dad or because she regrets that he doesn't have the relationship with his kids that he could have with his kids, she still wants that. And if my stepmom called and or emailed or texted, fucking Facebook messaged, and was like, hey, can I have pictures of the kids and of the house and of what's going on in your life? Yeah, absolutely. I'll gladly send that to you. My dad's fucking almost 80 years old. Mm-hmm. He's a fucking Vietnam veteran. He's beaten hepatitis. He's had cancer. He's fucking beaten heroin addiction, crack cocaine addiction. My dad has done a fucking lot. He's had a very hard life. Mm-hmm. And if a picture of my kids, his grandkids, or the success that his son has that's carrying on his last name gives him some sort of peace in life, regardless of how I felt about him in the past,
right?
Why wouldn't I just provide that little bit of peace to a man who's not going to be here much longer?
Yeah, I don't think people think about, I hope no one does this to me when I'm that age.
Right.
Right. I cut somebody out of my life and that person hit me with, I hope your children never treat you this way.
My children won't treat me that way because I'm not doing to them what you've done to me.
Right. And that's just, and I've thought about that a lot too, right? Because I don't want my children to speak to me out of turn or act like I'm not a part of their life for whatever reason. And people fail to think about the actions that led to that. They're just focused on how they're hurt in the moment.
Right.
I would do the same thing. I have cut certain people out of my life that I don't want to talk to. But if I'm sending photos to somebody and they're like, hey, can I look at that picture on your phone of so-and-so or whatever, what are they up to? There is not a rule that you're not allowed to speak to me or speak about me to that person. I don't want to talk to them. You can talk to them.
Right.
Send pictures of me, all these other kinds of things. The me aspect that people fall into, the selfishness that I can't believe they did that to me.
Right.
It's not that they did it to you. It could have been any child sitting there. You just happened to be the one.
Right.
Right? I don't know.
I don't think that people do things to people.
They do things
for themselves.
Right. Because they believe it's the best option in the moment. And unfortunately, there's fallout for the people in their lives.
Yeah. The more you realize that you are not a factor in the decisions of other people, the easier it is to accept the behavior of those people.
Right.
People will show you who they are. And whether or not you're a priority to them. And you could be a real fucking priority, but in the moment, maybe you're not. And this is not even related to that, but here's an example of that. Let's say that I was at a business meeting and I had an opportunity to get a better job, higher paying job that I wanted. And I took the job without talking to you. And then afterwards had to explain what I was doing. In the moment, you weren't a factor.
Right.
In the moment, I saw an opportunity to make me happy. I got a better job, better paying, whatever. I'm going to feel more fulfilled in the moment. She's going to be happy for me. Of course, I don't have to call and talk to her about this. It's not like I need her permission. She just needs to know what's going on so I can tell her later. Yes, I'll take the job, sir. Thank you for the promotion. Thank you for the offer, the opportunity. It means a lot to me. Babe, guess what? I got this new fucking job. Da, 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 da. Oh, I can't believe you didn't fucking talk to me about it. How could he do this to me? It has nothing to do with you. I had an opportunity and I took it.
It's also taken personally on the end of, I can't believe he didn't talk to me about it, because there's a sense of importance in oneself and somebody else's life.
Right. People are going to do what's best for them.
Right.
And if you love that person and it is best for them, why not support that?
Right.
Hey, you're going to be happy now? Is this really going to be what makes you happy? Like, you're not going to come home and miserable and hating your fucking life and taking 45-minute showers just to decompress. You're not going to come home and blow up on the kids. Like, this is the change. I'm so happy for you, babe. Right? Like,
my sister felt differently, and I'm not going to deny this. I definitely was a bit judgmental of her for giving in just because he's trying. Asking for baby pictures of us is trying. Are my standards too high? I told her that it was her decision and I respect her regardless.
This is somebody that no matter what happens, it'll never be enough.
It's not going to be good enough, yeah. Yep. Because they would rather hold on to the hurt and the victimhood and the things that they can say about what happened.
Right.
Versus
the energy and attention.
Yeah.
Does a whole lot more for me than the gift that you just sent.
Yeah.
Or the fact that now you're trying. And even though you tried and it did make me feel good that you're trying, I can now be an even bigger victim.
Because this is all he did.
Because it's not enough and I can't believe he did this.
Yeah. Yes, I believe your standards are too high. I definitely was a bit judgmental of her for giving in just because he's trying. I couldn't imagine shitting on somebody because they're trying to facilitate a relationship that makes them happy.
Right. Because now she's shitting on the sister too.
Right. You just said the attention and the energy is what she's getting out of the situation. You're correct. If she had said yes to the stepmom and sent the photos, she would have never called her sister to talk shit.
Right.
So that 20-second back and forth of, hey, can we have pictures? No, that's the end of the conversation. Now provided 15, 30, 45 minutes of, I can't believe this.
Days.
Yeah.
It's provided an email to the To Be Better podcast, to which we can now validate, which will then take up our time and energy. She'll get the email knowing that it was read, and then it'll take up another hour or so of her life.
Yeah.
Plus, however much she gets to talk about the fact that she was on the To Be Better podcast and how she's a victim and how we didn't side with her.
Yeah. Oh, true. That could definitely be a thing. People do get pissy that we don't validate their reality. I hope that's not the case with this.
But that's the reality of an emotional vampire.
Yeah.
The Kirby of energy.
That was a really good sound. It sounded like the vacuum from the Teletubbies in the 90s. Continuing on. When I got these presents, I sat with my feelings. I knew I appreciated the thought in the presents, but I knew it wasn't enough for me and that it usually made me hurt. See, I called it.
If somebody puts thought and effort into a gift, though, that should matter way more than this is being given credit for. If I see something and I think about you and I go, I really think that she'll like this. In the moment, I am putting you above everything else. I'm putting you above the bank account. I'm putting you above my own emotions. I could spend this money on new boots, whatever, right? Like, there's the love. There's this will make her smile. This is what a gift is supposed to be about. This is the gift on Tuesday. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I felt as if it was just simply a bad exchange of energy. No, I couldn't authentically give them the same energy. And I wanted to assert that and didn't know how. I decided to message my sister, who I knew held the family matters standpoint. The images attached is the conversation in question. I realized I became dismissive and walked away and came back to get better understanding. Am I wrong for wanting a what's wrong text or room to explain?
Wait.
I'm not fishing for information. She wants her sister to fish so that she can say what's wrong with her and all these other kinds of things. I am not that person. If you message me and you're like, today was such a bad day,
And that's
sorry,
it?
bro.
Sorry, you had a bad day.
Hope you have a better evening.
Yep.
I am not going to be that person. Oh my God, honey, what's the matter? This is the most important thing in the world to me right now. What can I do to fix it?
Right.
Not happening. Now, if you want to be an adult and be like, hey, do you have a second for like a phone call or like a text back and forth? I'm having a really rough day and I need to talk to somebody about it. I got you. Give me 10 minutes. I can call you from the car and then we can have a little bitch sesh. I am on board with that. But that attention seeking, miss me with that.
It's emotional vampirism.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and here's everything. Oh my God. Here's why. She reached out. She needed to get that validation. Right. So she's fishing for that energy.
Yeah.
Didn't go the way she wanted, so she disassociated.
Became dismissive.
And then came back to get more of that energy.
Yeah.
Now, because she didn't get the result that she wanted from it, she's now putting more energy into being a victim, and she needs to reach out and say she's sorry or ask what's wrong or whatever it is that she's going for, which continues that siphon of energy from people.
Right.
Okay.
Continuing on. She suggests later in our conversation that I should have come back with, that's not how I feel. I'm ready for the trust. Lay it on me, guys. I'm ready for the trust. What I don't understand. Text message conversations on the next page. So this is from the emailer. Listen, I just really wanted someone who could relate to talk about it and run down my thoughts. I'm choosing to talk it out rather than act on or bottle it up, and I found that as super healthy. And I feel like the response I got very much dismissed me without allowing me to open up. I was fully prepared to get that opposing opinion of being grateful. I wasn't prepared for my feelings to be entirely dismissed. Maybe you're tired of hearing it, and that's fine, but if so, I have to place people accordingly. So it wasn't personal, just how life be.
Okay, pause. We don't know what was said.
Right.
So this is completely irrelevant.
Well, that's the first message, yeah.
Well, it's irrelevant, though.
Right, because there's no context as to why you're saying that.
Right. We don't know what you actually said to your sister or if she had a reason to actually be dismissive.
Right.
Maybe she realizes you're an emotional vampire, and she's putting a stop to it because she's protecting her fucking peace or her energy and not dealing with this. And if family matters and she's happy trying to reestablish a connection with her dad, and you're over here trying to sabotage that or interject your feelings into her life.
And become judgmental because she's trying, like you said prior.
Right.
I wouldn't put up with that either. I do not do well with people in my life who hit me with must be nice. Wish I could do that.
It is, and you could.
Right. The whole, you're really going to try a relation. Yes, I am. That's the one time you get to say that because I'm not going to deal with it. This is my life. I'm going to make my choices, and I miss my fucking dad. I really don't understand why people will take something that has nothing to do with them so personally.
Because misery loves company.
It's wild to me.
If I'm unhappy, I have to sabotage everyone else around me so that we're all equally miserable. Because I am miserable, seeing you happy reflects how fucking miserable I am.
Yeah.
So while you're smiling and thriving and creating new relationships
and doing what I wish I could
and growing and nourishing and living your best fucking life, and I have to sit in the sidelines with this dark cloud over my fucking head, upset and depressed and sad, your happiness reflects how miserable I am, and it throws it back in my face, and I can't live like that. So if I have to be unhappy, you're going to be unhappy.
Yeah. The sister responded with, to me, though, it feels like you expect me to have the same opinion as you on our dad. Look, I get it. He wasn't the greatest or wasn't there for us, but I've moved on from those feelings and accepted that he's never going to be able to make up the years he's missed, but he still lets you know that he cares and tries.
Is that the sister?
This is the sister.
Okay, that was well fucking said. I was like, where did this come from?
Yeah.
Thought it was the same person. Good
it's
call.
The sister. And when you talk about it and I try to lean on a positive perspective on the situation, you get upset because I don't have the opinion that you have about him.
There it is.
Instead of judging and hating how he is, I've just accepted it because I'm tired of feeling the hate and the resentments against him.
There it is.
For what? It does me no good too. Everybody is human and then the text cuts off and it goes back to the email or messaging.
Good for her, man.
She read you like a book.
Good for her, though.
Green eggs and ham, Dr. Seuss. Like,
Boundary.
Yep. Emailer responds with, so our father and blank sent Christmas gifts and I'm feeling a lot of big emotions about it. Sister says, regardless of what you're feeling or what y'all went through in the past, at least they are still thinking about you and your family. Mm-hmm. Family has hard times, but that doesn't mean he doesn't love you or think about you.
Said that earlier.
Yeah. The emailer said, so our father and blank sent Christmas gifts and I'm feeling a lot of big emotions about it. You are. You're feeling a whole lot of shit about all of this and you're the only one feeling it. And that's not okay with you. Emailer responds to her sister and says, okay, thanks for listening. Sister responds with, I didn't know if you took my message rude or shitty, but it really wasn't anything other than to just be happy after everything y'all have been through. He's still trying to make an effort. Emailer responds with, no, not shitty. Just realized that I shouldn't have reached out. Truly. Have a great night, and I hope your guys' holidays are great. Sister responds with, LOL, okay, you too. Emailer responds with, love ya, with a little emoji person. And sister responds with, love you too.
So what she wanted is an echo chamber.
She did.
She wants that siphon of energy.
Yeah. When people hit me with, no, not shitty, just realize I shouldn't have reached out, you're right, you shouldn't have.
Right.
Come back here with positivity and then we can have a conversation. Outside of that, I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah. I'm willing to have a negative conversation. If you're
Not like that.
If you're looking for actual honesty and you're willing to implement change and you're looking to grow,
Yeah.
I'll have the hard conversations with you.
I
You may
agree
not
with
like
that.
me. I'm okay with that. You'll thank me for it in a week or two.
Yeah.
A month.
Yeah. But that shutdown of, okay, thanks for listening. You're not getting what you want out of this conversation, so you're leaving.
Yeah. Give me my ball. I'm going home.
Yeah.
So what's your thoughts? Because we just unloaded a whole lot there.
Those are my thoughts. I think all of that was childish. Emailer very much comes across as an emotional vampire and takes things very personally when they don't get their way.
Yeah. You are not the center of the universe.
No.
You might be the center of your universe.
But you should reevaluate.
But if you believe that you are the center of your own universe, and we all are, then you need to accept the fact that your dad is the center of his.
Yeah.
What have you done to rectify that situation? Have you tried to establish a relationship with your dad? Have you reached
Or
out?
you just talk shit.
Right. Have you sent gifts? Have you sent Christmas cards? Have you, hey, Dad, I know that you live an hour away and it's pretty inconvenient for me to have to drive up there and make this phone call, but I would like to have dinner with you. Let's catch up. Have you done any of that? Because if you haven't done any of that, at least he's fucking trying. What have you done?
Waiting for him to do more.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. With that being said, guys, remember you are the author of your own life,
So grab a pen.
and we will see you on the next one.
Bye, guys.